So I'm sitting here on the ninth floor of the Felix Hotel in Ho Chi Minh City with my good buddy Dr. Tam Nguyen. Tam and I came up with an idea for this trip to bring our family business dynamic students to Vietnam. So Tam, tell us a little bit about how that came about from your recollection of the first conversation up to sitting here on Friday morning, November 22nd, 2019, and on the ninth floor in a hotel in your hometown.
Yeah, no, it's been an amazing journey. It's been over probably a year and a half ago, we were sitting in Orange County, Little Saigon, largest Vietnamese community outside of Vietnam. And there we are as you, the center director for the Cal State Fullerton Center for Family Business. And obviously the opportunity for me to be teaching in that course, Family Business Dynamics. I've always had, I remember on one visit 4 years ago with my family here for Thanksgiving, I'd met the U.S. ambassador at the time in Hanoi, Ted Osius, and he shared with me at his home. He said, "Tim, this is my dream job. I've never had. If you asked me what was my dream job and dream trip, dream post, it would be Vietnam."
Awesome.
And it made me reflect, and that's what kind of helped me shape my conversation with you. And as you were sharing things, I said my dream trip would be. How neat would it be to go back to the homeland, the place I was born, to represent the university where I got my studies, at Cal State Fullerton, to come back as an instructor with American students and represent America.
Yeah.
Like there'd be nothing more meaningful. That would be my dream trip. And here we are on the first day of my dream trip.
Here we are right away, yeah. So when I asked you initially to teach the family business class, you gave me it wasn't a hard no, but it was a no at first. I'm guessing probably because you're very extended in a lot of different things. Tell me the process you went through from the initial ask to eventually calling me back and saying, I think I'm going to do this. What went through your mind and how did that process evolve?
No, it was a no at first. My instinct is no because when I thought of my family priorities at that time, it was my family. Yeah. I'm a dad with a wife and three children, right? That are I have a family business to run that I co-own with my sister that demands full time. And then on top of that, I was sitting on like 4 or 5 nonprofit boards. Right. So I was already giving and extended myself in terms of being in the community, including Cal State Fullerton Philanthropic Board. So at that time, it was easier for me to just say no because I can't bring on something else. One more thing. But and I had always imagined in my life, one day, as much as I'm passionate about education, one day I'll teach, and hopefully at a college or university level. But that would look like more like in my 50s and 60s after my career. At the time when you asked me at the time, I just turned 40, and I was like, what am I doing as a 40-year-old teaching? It doesn't make sense at the university level. But what was interesting is the more you told me about it, Ed, the more I had the opportunity to work with you. And then you told me that it would be handed over under the conditions of Dr. Joanne Norton, who's amazing, who both you and I respect and admire. What a mentor she is. To be mentored by her and to have, and at the time she was teaching at Stanford and Cal State Fullerton, the same course. And she says, no, I want to help you through it. I want to come back and teach one of the sessions. And I think you'd be great for the job because you're actually in your family business as a second generation in it. And she says, I think you'd have a lot to share. When she gave me that vote of confidence, and then you gave me that vote of confidence, saying, Tim, you'd be perfect for it. I thought of you.
Absolutely perfect fit. So
both of you are obviously big, are people who are family business experts, both people who I admire, respect, and call dear friends. And so the only person, there was 2 people I wanted to check with. Yeah, one you're married to. Yeah, one I'm married to, and the other that I'm in business with, my sister.
Exactly.
So when I talked to my wife, she saw how much I lit up. She's like, honey, you look really happy. I mean, you've been at this family business for nearly 2 decades.
When our wives support what we do, it just makes it so much easier. The peace of mind to know that at home I'm getting the support for this.
That was the thing.
That's so critical.
I got you at home. When you teach every Monday from 4 to 7, I got you. I've got the dinner, I've got the kids. Awesome. She's like, I've transitioned from pharmacy. Right now is a great time for you to do this, if you're going to do this. Talked to my sister, and she's like, oh, you're passionate about it. We went there to Cal State Fullerton. Yeah. The only day we're closed on the weekday for our family business is Mondays.
Kind of worked out perfectly.
Perfectly. I mean, there's some things that are outside of your control.
Things just align in very divine ways.
It was beautiful, and then just getting to know you better. You and I clicked from day one.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since we met in Pelican Hill.
Pelican Hill, yeah. Not on the golf course, by the way.
That's
This was
right,
just
that's
at a
right.
valet waiting for our cars.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so glad that we met. So tell me what success looks like to you on this trip.
Success looks like for me on this trip is, first of all, to be a mentor, facilitator, and instructor. As a coach or mentor for my children or other students, it's got to be one, fun.
Yep.
If
it ain't fun, it ain't getting done.
If
That's
it's
what I
fun,
say.
if learning is fun, if it's fun and it's disguised in learning, what a great thing!
That's awesome.
What a
I love
great
that.
thing for it to be, right?
Yeah.
So
They're learning and they don't even know they're learning.
So that's the same thing, whether it's my 3 children, when they go do their activities, whether it's in scouts or a sport, and it's fun, they're learning. They're learning all these things. Now, how special is it when we have 10 students on this trip from Cal State Fullerton, and most of them told me and you, point blank, and says, we've never left North America.
Yeah, this is the first time out of the country for more than half our students.
There you go. And many
even
of them,
the international students are
That's
born
right.
and raised in America, and
That's
they've never
right.
left the country.
That's right. They've also shared that many of them are first in their family to go to
Go
college.
to college, right?
So for them to be first in their family to go to college and then and then take that back and share that and share with their parents and siblings, that's pretty powerful. They're going to come up with it. And I know what traveling internationally for me did for me as an international student. Success also looks like not only is it with the students and making it fun and in what I call experiential learning. I mean, I couldn't think of anything in the world that's more experiential learning than going abroad.
Get on an
Another
airplane for
country.
20 hours and
Yeah,
coming to Vietnam.
Exactly.
That's pretty experiential.
So that's number 1, the student group. And the number 2 is obviously it's special that you're coming, but also the 3rd member of the Cal State Fullerton team, Tammy Bui.
I know, that's fantastic to
Tammy
have Tammy
Bui
on.
she's a Vietnamese American who's coming in at the capacity of Associate Vice President of Government Relations. There is no one in the CSU or UC that's of higher ranking.
I think the minute we mention it to her, it's just not only because we love Tammy, she's fun to hang out with, and she's Vietnamese, but her role at Cal State Fullerton, this is smack dab in the middle of that role. So it's just
an
such a
important
logical
role.
fit.
It's a perfect logical fit for her role with the role that she plays for our university, being part of it. So again, the students, the university, and then of course our alumni and business leaders.
Yep.
How neat is that? That we have a contingent now of Orange County business leaders from our Center for Family Business and in Little Saigon joining us, as well as alumni and local business leaders here.
To give you an idea of the support from our that group of people as you're talking about, I think we set a goal of between $10,000 to $12,000 of funds raised to help, defer some of the cost for the students. Little did we know we were going to double that.
That's right.
And the students basically they didn't have to pay for their airfare, they didn't have to pay for their hotel.
That's right.
I mean, most of this is just taken care of because
right.
of the generosity not only of you and United Way and Jan Steiner and Ashish Hamdar and Bob Wagner, and I'm leaving people out. People
Sonny
like Pat
Wynn,
Saldano,
Ian Mendoza.
Ian Mendoza, Sonny Wynn.
Duke Wynn.
We have just
List
so
goes
many
on.
people, and I will edit this video so that I get everybody's name in there. But
there's
yeah,
so many people.
so many people.
So
We
first of all,
recognize them.
I know it's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Back in America,
right.
we've all made a sacrifice to be away from our families to do this, to be part of a Cal State Fullerton family abroad.
Yeah.
But I am so grateful for our brotherhood, Ed, as well as grateful for Fram and Julie back home, our leaders who are supporting this. Grateful for Morteza and all the units, study abroad, risk management, all the units, Department of Management, all of the units completely supported and got behind us for this.
There were no obstacles. We had a student come through 24 hours before we left who filled a spot, and it wasn't a can't happen. It was yes, and we'll make it happen. And she's flying over.
Always remember that one of our students couldn't make it because she had a stroke in the family and had to stay back and not go, and she was looking forward to it. But to open it up for one student on the waiting list with 24 hours left to make a decision, and to be able to all make it happen,
that's just awesome.
That's just awesome. That's special. She'll never forget that.
Yeah, we were talking before we went on the video here about trips that we're going to do in the future, and we're excited to take this class to different parts of Asia, South America, even some things within our country that we can do within Orange County that we really need to do more opportunities for service for these kids. So let me wrap this with one last question for you. We talked about this a little bit, and I mentioned at breakfast that I thought about this a lot. What does it mean to you, and I get emotional just thinking about this, to come back to Vietnam, the land where your parents fled for their safety, for a better life for you and for your sister and for future generations of your family, to now willingly just get back on a plane, fly here. And I know you come here a lot. This is my first time here, so the emotions are hitting me more now because it's my first time. But just how amazing it is to be coming back. Your dad, who fled here in 1975,
That's right.
now lives here again.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about just your emotions and how the world has evolved and changed to the point where we are here today.
And the emotions never go away. They keep getting stronger. The older I get, they keep getting stronger. The more I appreciate my mom and dad, when you think about the generations of family members that we've had in our lineage, my dad and mom made one huge decision. They, in the first time in our family lineage of multi-generations, made a decision to leave their homeland to go to a new country. Now that new country was America, and that's all I've known as a baby growing up. How lucky am I to, as an American of Vietnamese heritage, to go back. I get chills thinking about it. To go back, to the country that of the war that to me was only a war, was a memory, and to come back as an American delegation. The honor is huge. You don't understand the honor, the pride. I couldn't put it in words what it means to my family, my community, and in my country. You know, and that goes for both U.S. and Vietnam. To be part of when the U.S. ambassador said, Tam, the most important thing in country-to-country relationships is human to human, and you're part of it.
Amen. Absolutely.
And
regardless of where you are, how
regardless
you're
of where
raised,
you're
the
at,
culture,
it doesn't matter what the politics, it doesn't matter the
that
devices it
connection
is.
between people.
It's human to human. And when I think of this, Ed, you and me as two human beings coming back to lead a group of students and a group of alumni, a group of business leaders, the opportunity we have. And to make it even that much more special to go back to my place of birth, to be able to and be part of a university, not only where I attended and got my education and my sister's education, but now where I teach, and now where I get to be a member of the Center for Environment. It's a dream come true. It's unreal. If you would have asked me to write this up 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have dared dream this big, because it's just so far-fetched explaining now. When I get to meet my cousin or my dad on this trip and explain what we're doing, they're gonna be so proud. And for me, to make another human being proud, one that you love, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. So that you led me to, I lied, I said last question, and now I have two more. So the second to last question is, what do you think's going through your dad's mind right now, knowing he's going to see his son and his daughter today? I know you see him regularly, but just the emotion he must feel that, 34 years ago, 44 years ago, I'm bad at math in Vietnam apparently. 44 years ago, he left this country for a better life for you and for your sister. And now you're back here visiting him in his homeland. What do you think must be going through his heart and his mind right now?
If I had to predict what's going through my dad's heart and mind as we see him later today, 44 years after leaving the country, to see his son and daughter come back and be part of this, he's gonna say, you know what? I can die happy. I can die happy.
It's not yet.
And you can make me, and you've made me proud. It's not yet. This will make him want to live 10 more years.
Yeah.
And he's 88.
How old do you think he's 88?
He's 88.
That's
He's gonna
awesome.
he's gonna want to live to 100 right now,
Yeah.
because of what this brings to him. There is nothing that brings my dad more energy and pride than seeing his kids do well.
Yeah.
Nothing.
There's a Bible verse that my dad quotes all the time, knowing that your children have found joy, and in his case it's God, brings him no greater joy. We were flying in last night, and I was watching the map literally from LA to Taipei to Vietnam. My dad served in World War II in the Philippines, and to be able to look and see the Philippines on that map really brought just tremendous emotion to me, knowing that that's where my dad was in World War II, and he's still alive, 92 years old, and knowing that I'm just coming over here now on vacation. So pretty awesome. All right, so the last question, the podcast, as you know, is called From the Heart.
Yes.
So what's in your heart right now?
Love, tremendous love. As you know, my name Thum means heart. I come from 3 generations of heart. My dad, Min Thum, myself and my sister, Lin Thum and Thang Thum, and my kids are all have heart. What's in my heart right now is just love.
Yeah.
Nothing more but love. And love.
It shows in your eyes.
Yeah.
Always has.
And love for you, love for my country, my new country,
Yeah.
this country
Both
that we're
countries.
visiting, both countries.
Yeah.
My love for both countries, my love for my family, my love for Cal State Fullerton, my love for the delegation that we have, and my love for the lives that we have. We're so lucky in Orange County.
Well, as you're one of your, I believe, closest friends, and you're certainly one of my closest, I have a tremendous amount of love for you, for our friendship, for our history of the last 8 years, and whatever we have going forward. Even if we weren't part of this and part of what we're currently doing, I know that that's just a brotherhood that will never be separated. So, dude, it's just fun to be here with you and to do this.
Love you, brother.
And I love you too, man. Let's go show these young people what. One of the gentlemen at our table this morning at breakfast asked what advice I would give him if to do business in other countries, or just as a traveler of the world. And the advice that I gave was acclimate yourself to the culture. Don't go out there and expect them to change for you. There's 10 million people in this city. They're not going to change for you.
I love that.
This is going to change you. It's not going to change them. But we also have that opportunity to change other people that we meet. We come into contact with one person at a time. Like you said, it's relationships.
It is.
And just like when you go into these are young people who are about to graduate from college, and they're going to have a chance to go into an organization where there's already a culture and adapt to that culture, but also bring your own uniqueness and personality to that. So it's obvious what you've done. You brought your culture of Vietnam and your upbringing and your mom and dad's heritage to Fullerton, to Orange County, and the difference you're making, and now to be able to spin it back and bring that back here, it's just mind-boggling for me. So thank you for being willing to just adapt and change your environment, and to be just an example to all of us. So
Thank you
enough.
for taking From the Heart Global.
Absolutely.
And,
Our first international
yeah,
podcast.
Great. Thank you for leading with heart and purpose. I
Well, that's what I
appreciate
say. I have no
Yeah,
choice.
that's
So, yeah.
right.
All right,
And you
man.
embody that.
Let's go take on the day.
All right.